All right. Well, hello, everybody. I guess I'm on. Hi, everybody out there in the world. Hi, everybody at the Palestine Digital Activist Forum. Good to see you. I'm so happy to be with you here today. My name is Amer Zahr. I am a comedian and an activist, and my mom tells people I'm a lawyer, but I'm not a lawyer. I went to law school, but I'm not a lawyer. I'm so happy to be here today with everybody who's watching, especially my fellow Palestinians and Arabs out there who are working in this world and trying to do everything they can. You know, as some of you might know, I do a lot of stuff online, right? I make some videos and just to understand the world that we live in as Palestinians trying to tell our story. I made a video yesterday or a few days ago about Jesus being Palestinian. Now, I have talked about Jesus being Palestinian for 10 or 15 years. A lot of Palestinians have talked about Jesus being Palestinian for a very, very, very long time. It's part of our history, right? It's just a historical thing that we're proud of and we talk about. And I posted this video. It's getting, tens of thousands of views and all this kind of stuff. And then I decided to boost it on Facebook, I had a little money. Boost my video on Facebook, spend a little money. And this morning I got a message after it had been approved yesterday. And this morning I got a message that it had been rejected because saying that Jesus is Palestinian is a political ad. And so I need to give a disclaimer like a politician does about where the money is coming from. That's, because maybe I might be a Russian bot trying to buy Donald Trump the election. All right? This is the world that we Palestinians live in. Our very existence, when we say anything, it's political. And you know what? I've embraced that. Okay, that's fine. Anything we do, all right? Whether we're talking about the two-state solution or the one-state solution or eating French fries, it's political. Everything is political. And even the digital world, if I was Chinese and I was talking about Confucius being Chinese, Confucius was Chinese, right? I hope so. Otherwise, I'm going to get in trouble. But if I made an ad or a video talking about Confucius being Chinese, then no one would tell me this was a political act. But talking about one of our historical figures being from our homeland, all of a sudden is a political act. And it needs to be treated like Joe Biden asking you to vote for him for president of the United States. This is who we are, right? Now, the only way to deal with this is to fully embrace it. This is the world that we live in. It's crazy. Being Palestinian is crazy. And we have to totally lean into it. And so my message today is to encourage people to accept the deep political gravity of who we are. Sometimes it can be hard. I know it's hard. You want to say, God, I wish it wasn't like this. I wish it was easier being Palestinian. Being Palestinian is tough. I wish it was easier being Palestinian. We didn't have to deal with all this bullshit. We didn't have to deal with all this bullshit all the time. That, we could just have a normal life. Well, guess what? They stole our land. They kicked us out. They're living in our grandmother's houses. Our lives aren't normal. We have to deal with the world in a little bit different way. And so the best way to do it, in my opinion, is to just totally accept that and lean into it and embrace it, which means being even louder than you might want to be, which means pointing out to these digital media companies and the internet in general how crazy it is about us, like I did I think earlier this year, right? I hope somebody watched this, but do you want to understand the world that we live in? If you want to understand the world that we live in, Siri explains exactly the craziness that Palestinians live in. Watch this. Siri, what time is it in Houston, Texas?
It's 10:24 a.m. in Houston.
Okay. Siri, what time is it in Tokyo, Japan?
It's 12:25 a.m. in Tokyo, Japan.
Okay, that's normal. Siri, what time is it in Manila, Philippines?
In Manila, the Philippines, it's 11:25 p.m.
Siri is very smart. Siri, what time is it in Ramallah, Palestine?
I have no idea what time it is in Ramallah. Sorry about that.
What the? Okay, wait, man. Okay, okay. Maybe they don't know there's a lot of people in Ramallah. There's 2 million people living in Gaza. So, I mean, she knows what time it is. Siri, what time is it in Gaza, Palestine?
Sorry, I don't know what time it is in Gaza.
All right. Okay. This is the world that we live in, right? Where the internet is telling us that we don't exist. I mean, internet, Facebook, Apple, Google, what is it? Either we don't exist, okay? Siri doesn't know what time it is. She knows what fucking time it is everywhere else. So she knows what time it is everywhere else, but she doesn't know what time it is in Palestine. Either we don't exist, or we do exist, and you can tell us that our ads are too political. But if we don't exist in your world, then you can't tell us that we're being too political or too controversial and take down. This is the world that we live in, where the internet and everyone wants to tell us that we don't exist, yet our existence is political. Which is it? And so we have to deal with all this stuff, all this craziness. But you know what? That's okay. We've been through a lot worse, right? Our grandparents in 1948 went through a lot worse than that. So we have to deal with it, and we have to push it even stronger and point out these ridiculous inconsistencies in the internet. Go to Google Maps. If you go to Google Maps and you zoom into Sderot, which is a little Israeli settlement right outside of Gaza, if you zoom into that, it's a small town. It's got a few thousand people, and when you zoom in on Google, it has everything that you think it would have. Street names, stores, all that kind of stuff. Normal. And then you move over to Gaza, which has 2 million people, one of the most densely populated places on planet Earth where nobody can leave. And you zoom in, you zoom in, you zoom in. And you know people live there. I know people live there because I know them. You zoom in, you zoom in. No street names, not a lot of stores or places. Doesn't exist, right? But I have to make sure I get permission and clearance and prove my identity on Facebook in order to run an ad about Jesus being Palestinian, because that might be political. Make up your mind, internet. Which is it? But you know what? That's okay. That's what Palestinians say. You know what? That's okay. We've been through a lot worse, but we're going to keep fighting. We're going to keep fighting, and we're going to make sure everybody knows our story, no matter what. No matter all the ways they try to stop us. They've used occupation, they've used settlements, they've used checkpoints, they've used massacres, and now they're using your ad is too political. But you know what? None of it stopped us before. None of it stopped us before, because we Palestinians, we have gone through everything. And our response is always very simple. We're going to have more kids. That's that's always been our response to everything. We're going to have more kids. There's a war, we're going to have more kids. You occupy our land, we're going to have more kids. And this is what happens in Palestine. Go up to any Palestinian guy walking around Ramallah or Gaza or Al-Khalil or Nablus or anywhere. How many kids do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How old are they? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How long have you been married? 1, 2, 3. 3 years, just 3 years. 3 years, 5 kids? Yeah, if you do the math, Okay? That's what we're going to do. And that's why they're scared of us, because we keep having kids. We keep having kids, and we keep getting more degrees than anybody else. And we keep working harder than anybody else. And we keep making sure people know our stories. And so what I have the message to the whole world, if you're watching out there, is be careful. Because we Palestinians, we don't give up. We do not give up. And we will keep working hard. And everybody watching this and every Palestinian on the internet is not going to stop because you just tell us that this ad is too political. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep going. And we have to do some extra registration. And we have to make sure Siri does the right thing. And we have to make sure Google Maps does the right thing. And Facebook does the right thing. We're going to keep fighting. It's your fault, internet, that we're having this conference today about this stuff, but it's only going to make us stronger. So I tell everybody, don't mess with Palestinians. because we will outsmart you, we will outwork you, and we will outlove you if we have to. All right, everybody, I love you and see you all soon.
Hi, my name is Yasmin Iraqi from Hamli, the Arab Center for the Advancement of Social Media. The story of the Palestine Digital Activism Forum all started in 2017. The main idea was to come up with a space to exchange experiences related to digital rights and digital activism in Palestine. The first forum was only attended by 200 Palestinian participants and 21 speakers. In the following year, the number of attendees increased to around 300. However, the third edition came at a moment where interest in Palestinian digital rights had begun to rise. This is why we decided to extend the forum to 3 days, and the forum attendees doubled from the previous year. Through the interest of our attendees and the support of our partners, the forum has continued to grow, and last year 1 million people engaged with the forum sessions through all of our social media platforms. This year, PDAf has a comprehensive program with the participation of 85 speakers and trainers from 70 local, regional, and international organizations. As of now, 3,500 participants have registered in the forum. The growth of the forum throughout the past 5 years corresponds with our need as Palestinians to talk about our digital rights. If you are interested in helping this forum continue to grow, we invite you to donate to our crowdfunding campaign and to share our story with your friends and your network. Your support is appreciated and is instrumental to our success and the development of the annual Palestine Digital Activism Forum. Click below to donate.